What's cracking like at home skillet biscuits? It's Snalez, and today we're going to be talking about how the current timeline plays out with the new evidence we got from Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Welcome to Nerds at the Round Table, where we talk about Marvel, and more Marvel. Now, before we get it started, I want to let y'all know that we're going to be going based off of the normal Marvel way that time is depicted on a loop. So, if time is in fact on a loop, we're going to have to first of all explain to y'all these variants. So first of all, Loki, season 1, finale. Spoilers, if you haven't seen it, go watch it, by the way, if you haven't seen it. But, there is a man at the end of time that they meet called, say it with me now, He Who Remains. He Who Remains is then killed by Sylvie. I would like to say that if time is in fact on a loop, there is a possibility that He Who Remains is yet to be seen in the MCU's upcoming phases. The other variants we met one of them in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which is why we are here today. Go see that if you haven't seen it. It's great. We're going to be having spoilers for the movie within this whole talk, too. So, y'all might want to back out now if y'all don't want to hear no spoilers. So, back to the task at hand. We talk about the variants. Kang we saw in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. A whole bunch of people, including Scott Lang, don't think he's dead. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think he's dead either. And I don't think y'all think he's dead, because why would he die? Because he's the big bad of the next two Avengers films. So there we go. I guess we got the variants though. Let's talk about the other variants. There was a mid-credit scene at the end of this film. At the end of this film that had some variants all up in it. And by some variants, I mean a whole lot, because that room was filled to the brim, if you know what I'm saying. That was wild. Anyways, we got, starting from appearance as they came on to the screen, Rama Tut, Scarlet Centurion, or just Centurion, since this man doesn't have any scarlet and just purple on. Maybe he is the Violet Centurion. We got the Violet Centurion, and then we got Immortus. Here's the DeLeon like Justin. We figured out in this movie that these three individuals banished Kang to the quantum realm. And the last variant we got to talk about is Victor Timely. Victor Timely is seen in the post-credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. And it says, Victor Timely and his astounding temporal marvel. We're going to have to wait till Loki season 2 to see what happens there. But that is the future, and it's going to be wild. Now, this is where stuff is about to get a little bit confusing. So we're going to have to go through the whole timeline, since now you know who the variants are. So, in Loki, we get explained to us that there was a previous multiversal war. And now we have explained to us in this film that there's already been a multiversal war. These two multiversal wars could possibly be the same one. Or if time is on a loop, this has already happened. So, multiversal war has happened, right? Sylvie kills He Who Remains, and the multiverse branches come back. The quantum realm. Let's talk about the quantum realm. This is a realm that is outside of space and time. Janet says that there are quote-unquote time storms, for lack of a better word, in the quantum realm that do weird stuff when you're in there. Like get you caught in a time loop, a time vortex, be like Scott, be in there for 5 hours, and then come out 5 years later. All kinds of crazy stuff like that. So let's say, per se, that Kang enters the quantum realm years in the past because he is banished by Immortus, Ramatut, and the Violet Centurion. And when he arrives in the quantum realm, it just so happens to be, because the quantum realm is outside of space and time, that he happens to enter at the same time that Janet does from the 616 universe. But Janet enters at present day, but since the odds, again, quantum realm is outside of space and time, it doesn't really matter. These two individuals come from wherever they are throughout time to the same place that has nothing to do with time. There could be multiple variants of both Kang and Janet in the quantum realm at any given time, because this is a place that is outside the normal laws of the universe. You know what I'm saying? So, he who remains then wins the multiversal war and starts to control time. And if time is on a loop, he just monitors this loop at the end of time for who knows how long, because he's at the end of time monitoring this loop. He who remains could possibly have been there for eons at the end of time. This man got bored and ultimately, just wants to die because he's just sick and tired of doing this. If we then skip ahead and let me explain to y'all why phases 1 through 3 played out the way they did. In phases 1 through 3, Janet is saved from the quantum realm by Scott and Wasp and Hank. Loki, in Avengers Endgame, breaks the rules of the TVA and then is taken to the TVA, where he was then going to be judged. And then at the end of Loki, he who remains dies at the hand of a Loki variant named Sylvie, and then the timeline is now free to branch and go wherever it goes. Now, when Loki returns to the TVA after this moment, someone else is in charge of the TVA. And who is to say that this person isn't currently writing the timeline or has written the timeline? Keep this in the back of your mind as we roll through Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Avengers Secret Wars. And then we see in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, the Ant-Man fam is then sucked into the quantum realm, where Kang is mad, pissed off, aggravated, irritated, because he's been there for years. And he knows that he is, quote unquote, the only dude that can save the multiverse from himself. Kang is then seemingly defeated, but we all know he ain't it. That is currently where we're at. Where do you think it's gonna go from here? What do y'all think it's gonna do? If time is on a loop, you know what the new Avengers gonna have to do to break the loop is the question. And time will tell. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all follow us at Marvel More Marvel on TikTok, which is right here, and on Instagram, which is right here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. Follow us on them two social medias. And we're gonna see what happens in this future, because this future about to be wild, y'all. Thank you for watching. Peace out.